First question we'll see. So answer any four of the following five questions based on the information given below. So they're saying that Krunal connected a copper plate and an iron plate to the positive and negative terminals of a battery, respectively, uh, along with a switch. He mixed the plates into a beaker containing acidified copper sulfate solution. So do you understand what I'm saying? The It is electrolysis process. So we're all familiar with that. So he immersed the plates into a beaker containing acidified copper sulfate solution. So that is what he has done. And it is see that now it is an open switch. No current is passing. So after few minutes, even before he turned the switch is on, even before the switch is turned on, he noticed that the copper was deposited on the iron plate. So, what is the reason behind it is asking? So this could have been due to the what? Everybody. So no current is passing. So no current is passing means no electrolysis or no electroplating will take place. 100% that is true. So next, copper plate and copper sulfate solution and iron plate is there. So what is the reason behind? Before switching on, you notice that copper was deposited because here iron plate is there. So we all knows that iron will react with the copper sulfate. So generally it is a what reaction? Everybody? Generally it is a what reaction? Displacement reaction. So displacement reaction means it will form FeSO4 plus we are going to get copper. So that is the reason that even though the switch is on before, the reaction will carried out and we can notice that. So what is the answer? Displacement reaction. So if the displacement is reaction is carried out, even though the switch is not on, so still we can notice the deposition of copper metal. So that is what you have to remember. So in displacement reaction, always remember the free metal must be more reactive or less reactive. Everybody. The free metal must be, yes please, more reactive than the metal which is in compound state. Means that is metal in combined state. So then only the displacement reaction will carried out. Next, which of the following is likely to happen when the current is started? So when the current is started, what will happen, everybody? All of you? When the current will start, what will happen? Electrolysis process will take place so that copper sulfate will turn up into copper plus sulfate ions. So that is what will happen. So what will happen, everyone? So copper will continuously, it will be deposited on the iron plate. That is what it will be happens. So it is continuously going to be that. Because electrolysis means it is also a decomposition reaction. So it is copper sulfate undergoes decomposition continuously. The copper Cu2 plus is continuously coming and it is deposited on the which electrode. So that is what? Cathode or anode? Everybody. Continuously at cathode or anode, guys? All of you? This is the cathode and this is the anode. So where the copper will deposit? At Please respond. Where the copper will deposit? At the cathode. That is what you have to remember. So if you go back to here, so there will be there. So where the copper is depositing? Check it, everybody. Copper is depositing at where? All of you. At cathode. Cathode is a negative charge. Cathode is a negative charge and anode is the positive charge. So here it is reverse. So here cathode is the iron plate. Copper plate is the anode. That is what. So copper will deposited on the cathode. cathode. That is what you have to remember. Okay, everybody, clear, Amma? Understand? Everybody, please respond. Any doubt, anyone ask me? All of you understand? Yes, please. So, continuously, the copper will continue to be deposited on the iron plate. That is what you have to remember. Next. Now, Krunal replaces the iron plate with a silver plate. He sees that there is no deposition of copper on the silver plate before starting the current. After starting the current, definitely there will be a deposition. So before starting the current, what is the reason behind? Everybody, if you take the silver, so silver reacting with a copper sulfate. So what will happen, everybody? Yes, please. Silver what reacting with the copper sulfate before no current will pass means what is the product, everybody? No reaction will carried out. Why? Silver is, all of you, respond. Silver is what? Less reactive than copper. So, no reaction carried out without passing the current. Okay, so that is what. So silver is less reactive than copper. So what will happen? No current will pass. So without passing that, there is no kind of decomposition reaction carried out. That is what you have to remember. Now, is there anybody in meeting? All are understanding? Everybody? Mr. Johan? Any doubt? Nimesh? Clear? That is what. So without passing the current also, if the given metal is more reactive than that, then the reaction will carried out. If not, no reaction will carried out. That is what you have to remember. Now, here also, if you on the switch, again the copper will go undeposited. Again the reaction will carried out. But without passing the current, before starting the current, no deposition because here copper is more reactive than silver or silver is less reactive than copper, no displacement reaction will carried out. That is the reason we not observe that. Next, what is likely to happen to the concentration of copper sulfate in the solution on passing electric current through the solution in the setup with the silver plate? Everybody. So what will happen, everybody? What happens? What is likely to happen to the concentration of copper sulfate in the solution on passing electric current through the solution in the setup with the silver plate? They're asking. Everybody? Yes, please. So what happened to the concentration of copper sulfate? Everybody? Try to say what will happen. Concentration does not changes. So if you pass electricity, the copper is going to deposit there. That's all. So electrolysis process will take place. So what about the concentration of copper sulfate? So concentration basically remember we will calculate per a given volume. So per unit volume we will take it. So unit volume, moles per volume. So moles per volume is always remains same. So if I take suppose moles per 1 cubic centimeter, so maybe the copper will deposit, but what about the concentration? The concentration for a given solution is always remains constant. So whatever the solution you prepared, so the electrolysis process will carried out and maybe the copper will deposit, but the remains whatever the solution is there, in that the concentration is remains constant. That is what you have to remember. So all of you remember concentration means we will make basically moles per volume or moles per given like mass per given volume we will take it. That will be always remains same. That is what you have to remember. Clear, everybody? Mitakshri, understand? Concentration concentration is always remains same. That is what you have to remember. Concentration of a solution is always remains same unless if you dilute it. If you dilute it, it will be. If not, it will not be. So that is what you have to remember. So concentration, please learn the formula. So the concentration, whatever it is, mole concentration is equals to number of moles per volume. So this will be never going to change. That is what you have to remember. So mole concentration. M means mole concentration. Mole concentration of a given solution always remains constant. So it will not changes unless you dilute it. So if you pass the electricity or whatever you can do, unless you add externally dilute it, so the concentration always remains constant. Is it okay, guys? Everybody? All of you? Yes, please. So that is what in ninth class you might be studied like mass volume, mass percentage, volume percentage, mass by volume percentage. So that is always remains constant. So it is not varies by passing the electricity. That is you have to remember it. So next, which of the following will happen to the weights of the silver and the copper plates after passing the current for the some time? Everyone? So observe here and tell me. So here we'll go with that. So as we know, anode is always what? Impure one, impure plate. Cathode is the pure one. So when the current is keep on passing, what is happening? The thickness of the anode is keep on decreases and the thickness of the cathode is keep on increases. And here we can notice that the impurities will deposited at the bottom of the anode. That is what is the impurities, what we used to call everybody. Speak anode mode.
Anode.
So now as I'm saying, the thickness of the anode is keep on decreases. Cathode thickness is keep on increases. That is what is the process will takes place. Now the same thing happening here. So which of the following will happen to the weights of the silver and the copper plates after passing the current for some time? So what happened to their weights, everybody? Yes, please. Here what is happening? Everyone see that. Anode weight is decreasing, cathode weight is increasing because cathode thickness will keep on increases because copper is coming, copper is depositing, so that the thickness of the copper cathode is keep on increases. Now here the mud, all the impurities are going to settle down and continuously copper ions are displacing, so that anode become thinner. So whose weight is increasing? Cathode weight is increasing, anode weight is decreasing. Do you all agree? Yes, guys, please respond, guys. That is what you have to remember. Understand, Amma? Everybody? So the same thing here you tell me. So who is the cathode? Cathode is the what? Silver or copper? Cathode is a who is, guys? Silver or copper? Cathode. Cathode is a what? Cathode is the silver. Instead of iron, we are using a silver. And anode is the copper. So from copper, the copper ions keep on displaces. So what will happen? The weight of the iron plate, can you end the class? So weight of the cathode is keep on increases. Weight of the anode is keep on decreases. So what is the answer? Everyone, read the options and tell me. Weight of the anode is decreases and weight of the cathode is increases. Note that point here. In electrolysis process, whenever the refining of metals is taking place, so when the current passing continuously, after current is passing, so what will happen? The ions will displaces from anode to cathode. So the thickness of the cathode is keep on increases. So that is what weight is keep on increases and anode is going to be keep on like impurities are separating and ions are displacing. So the thickness of the anode is keep on decreases. That is what weight of the anode is decreases. Okay, everyone? Note it. So what is the answer? The weight of the silver plate will increase and the weight of the copper plate will decrease because copper plate is the cathode or anode.
Anode.
Anode. And silver plate is the what?
Cathode.
Cathode. Do it fast. Note it and do it. And this is your class. So please, you have to know, you have to anything doubt, ask me. Otherwise, don't join. No use. I'm saying. Mr. Swadhan, good morning. Shall we go to the next question? All of you. So next question you read. So three pieces of rust-free iron rod are completely coated with the zinc, coated with the following. So one is plastic, another one is oil paint, another one is zinc. So now, if you have been noticed it, an identical scratch is made on each piece, thus exposing the iron. So the piece of iron are kept exposed to the moist air for 10 days and then the checked for the rusting formation. So initially they have been covered with the plastic, oil paint and zinc. After that, an identical scratch is made on each piece, thus exposing the iron. So the piece of iron are kept exposed to the moist after 10 days and then checked for rusting formation. So state if rusting will be observed at the point of the scratch on the three iron pieces. First one. Second one, give reasons for your answer in each case. Name the process of applying a protective zinc coating to steel or iron thereafter. So we all know, coming to the last one, name the process of applying a protective zinc coating to steel or iron. We used to call it as, what is the name of the process? All of you? Yes, please. Galvanization. Am I right, all of you? So galvanization. So where is that galvanization process we have here? So corrosion prevention will be there. So we will undergo for the coating. So that is what we used to call it as silver sulfide, silver particles exposed to air, copper react with most carbon dioxide. So where is the process of galvanization? Yeah. So that is what. So galvanization, a rusting of iron can be prevented by painting, oiling, greasing, galvanizing, chrome plating, anodizing, making alloys. So making alloys is the best method. So galvanization is a method of protecting steel and iron from rusting by coating them with a thin layer of zinc. So the galvanized article is protected against rusting even if the zinc coating is broken. So can you reason for all this? What is the reason, everybody? Because as the zinc is more reactive than iron, so zinc will expose to the atmosphere and it is immediately will forms the, what is that, everybody? Zinc oxide layer. So zinc oxide layer. So this oxide layer is a what actually? This oxide layer will never allow further further oxygen to contact iron. So what will happen? So to contact iron, so no atmosphere will contact. No atmosphere is contacting the contact iron, so iron will be remains protected even though there is a crack. So that is what a ZNO will say is a inert layer or protective layer we used to call it as. So that is the reason, even though if there is a crack, so definitely the zinc coated one, we won't notice the any kind of rusting. But remaining plastic and oil painting, so there we will notice the rusting. So what will happen? Rust will be seen on the plastic and as well as oil paint. Oil paint. Then give reasons for your answer in each case they are asking. So what will happen, everybody? What is the reason? The iron rod is contacting with the air and moisture when there is a plastic and oil paint is damaged. If plastic and oil paint damage, so iron will contact. Iron contact with air and moisture. So air and moisture means what is the reaction will takes place? Again I am saying corrosion reaction will carried out. So that rusting of iron definitely will takes place. But what about the zinc case? So if you take the zinc case, zinc is more reactive than iron. So that zinc undergoes oxidation reaction. So it will be oxidized into, understanding, zinc oxide. That is what? it will be protected. It is more reactive and get oxidized. So that ion will be not contacting with the what moisture and air. So that ion is still protective even though the zinc layer or zinc coating, if you have been made identical scratch. That is what you have to remember. Everybody clear? All of you? Yes, please. So in both first plastic and oil painting, they cannot form any protective layer. Just if they are completely coated, they'll be protected. If you made any kind of scratch, through that the iron will contact with air and a moisture, so it will undergo corrosion. But zinc, it will form a oxidation layer. That is what protective layer, which we used to call it as, because it is more reactive than iron. So that is what you have to remember it. Clear, guys? Everybody? Any doubt? Please let me know. Understand, everybody? Yes, please. Next. At least see the people, how the condition it is. So listed here is the reactivity of certain metals. So metals, gold, sodium, zinc and platinum. Okay. So reaction with air, reaction with water, reaction with dilute acids. So this tabular column, we are already very familiar. So this chapter is directly the tabular column only. So what is the tabular column? The more popular tabular column, which is keep on sharing. What is the tabular column? Reacting with the three. I used to say is always from that there will be a question always. So that is only the tabular column. So this tabular column and this tabular column both are same. So reaction with air, reaction with water, reaction with the dilute acids. Reaction with oxygen. Air means oxygen only. So remember that. Reaction with the air means it is reacting with the oxygen. Next reaction with the water, gold. Now first, gold does not oxidize or burn. True or false, everybody? Gold you can see is what is happening. So silver, gold and platinum do not react with oxygen even in strong heating. So they won't burn. No reaction with the hot water or steam or cold water. So do not react with the dilute acids. So even what is that? For melting the silver and gold and platinum, we are preparing a special kind of a liquid. What is that liquid? Anybody can tell me? We are using a special kind of liquid particularly for gold and platinum. There is a name for that. We are preparing a mixture. Yes, please. Others, nobody
Aquarium.
having mouth. All are dumb fellows, you people. It is aqua regia. So aqua regia also we can call it as a what? Everybody.
Royal.
Royal water. What is the ratio? 3:1 ratio. What is the ratios, everybody? 3 times of
East.
concentrated hydrochloric acid and 1 times of concentrated nitric acid, HNO,
Nit-
aqueous. So that is what. So what happened here? So metals, gold does not react. No reaction with water, no reaction with the dilute acids. Next is sodium. Sodium burns vigorously to form oxide. Violent reaction. True. Next, burns to form an oxide. Reacts on heating, reacts to produce hydrogen. Yes or no, everybody? So we all knows that. You can see zinc. Zinc reacts with its ordinary temperature, forms oxide. Yes. In reacts with the only to what? Others reacts with only steam to form oxide and hydrogen. So reaction with water. But here they mention reaction with water. They not mentioned reacts on heating. Heating means it will definitely we have to produce a what? Steam. Steam only it will react zinc. With the when the cold water or hot water it won't react. So reacting to produce hydrogen gas. Reacting to produce. Where is the zinc? Yeah. So magnesium, aluminum, zinc and iron react moderately with acids to produce hydrogen gas. So it is true. See, I am telling you without question from this tabular column, you never be. So now platinum, no reaction, does not react, no reaction. This is also true only. Now what is the question they are asking? Let us discuss. From the list above, identify the metal that are likely to be found in a pure state in earth crust. What is the metals present in a pure state? Everybody?
Gold
Pure,
and platinum.
yes, gold and platinum. That is why they are called it as, what is the metals we used to call them? Yes,
Noble metal.
noble metals. They are not noble gases. Noble metals, not noble metals is the correct word. There is another word. Anybody?
Native metal.
Native
Native
metal.
metal.
Native metals. So metals and non-metals, you can notice extraction of metals. Have book and do. Simply sitting, I know many people are sleeping. Be active. This is your class and you are going to write board exam. I am not going to write. So silver and gold found in native state, of course in platinum also. So you have to remember that. So they are unreactive. Here no silver. So native metals means people thinks gold and silver, sorry, gold and platinum. Silver is also native metal only. Found in native state. That's what native metals. So that is what you have to remember. Next, this one. So this question, I think I already taught you, but still we are going to make it. So let us see that gold and platinum. So next, the blue color solution of the sulfate salt of metal W is taken in a beaker. Metal powder X, Y, Z are added one after to the other to the beaker. So the color changes occurring in the solution are shown below. So we have to identify, state what color change, if any will occur if metal X is again added to the green solution in the copper beaker, and explain why. So anyhow, the W metal X, if you have been notice it, W. So W is actually a blue solution. So blue solution means actually what is that, everybody? We all knows that. What solution it is? Copper solution. So now you added some metal X, we are getting the colorless solution. And again, if you add the metal Y, we are getting the pink solution. And if you add that metal Z, we are getting the green solution. So green solution means definitely it is a what, everybody? Yes, please. Ferrous sulfate, iron sulfate. Am I right or wrong? Green solution means iron sulfate. Now, again if you add W, that is what they are saying. So again if you add copper, so what will happen? Copper is less reactive or more reactive? Yes, please. Copper is less reactive or more reactive, guys? Less reactive. Do you understand? So that what will happen? So no reaction will take place. So no color change will be. Change, no change in color. That is what you have to remember. Okay. So what color change? If X will happen. Even X also you take W or X, whatever it is. They all are less reactive than Z. So Z is here actually the ion if you consider. So Z is actually more reactive than that. So that is what. So metal X is actually more reactive than W. So that is what. W is the least reactive. X is next is Z. So Z is the most reactive one. So most reactive one. So if you add X, W or whatever it is Y to this, no reaction will carried out. No reaction will carried out. Why? Z is more reactive than Y is more reactive than X is more reactive than W. So no reaction will carried out. So that you have to remember that no color change will occur if you add the X to the Z solution again. That is what you have to remember. Okay, everybody? Yes, please. Next. A piece of iron rusts when it comes in contact with air and moisture. Now, Prakash had two identical shiny iron pieces, P and Q. To prevent the pieces from rusting, he coated a piece P with oil paint and he galvanized a piece Q with a coat of zinc metal. So just now we have studied similar questions. Now he noticed that the coatings were not complete and a small part of the iron was exposed in both the pieces. Now, what is Prakash likely to observe about the exposed parts of the two iron pieces after some days? Explain why. So it is again like a identical scratch. Identical scratch. Okay, so what we have been made in a before question. So again, what will happen? So wherever the portion, small portion which is left, so by the oil painting case, so it will leads to the what? Corrosion. Oil paint. Mute yourself. So wherever the oil painting, so if you take the oil painting, so oil painting one, definitely it leads to corrosion because it cannot form the protective layer. But in the case of zinc, what will happen? Zinc will react with oxygen and it will form a protective layer, call it as a zinc oxide, protective layer, or we can say inert layer, so that no contacting of iron with the moisture and or air, so that no corrosion will takes place. So that is what you have to remember. So the exposed part of the P means the coated with the oil painting is going to be corrosion. The exposed part of a Q which is coated with